This first project, we're going to take this junky carousel, if you want to call it that. It was a handmade one that I had in my stash. I took the back of this off and I'm going to paint it this gorgeous frosted leaves color by Folk Art. I'm going to give it 2 good coats, and then we're going to be using this new stamp by IOD. This is such a beautiful stamp, and we're going to use it as the background on this piece. Now, I decided to use black ink for this background. That way it will pop once that we do what we're going to do to this. I just repeat the pattern, and you'll see that finished here in just a second. Now, we're going to be using this wreaths and swags mold. I love this mold, and I'm going to show you how I used it in a way that's different, of course, than just wreaths or swags. Now, I'm using this Sculpey clay. I get it from Walmart. So far, I love this better than the DOS or DAS because it's very white if you want that look, and it's super soft to work with. We're going to be using these dainty bow molds on this clock face that I took off of a broken clock. I just am using the parts from it instead of using it as it was because it was just an old plastic broken clock. I'm using my TITEBOND glue to add these on, and I'm going to not have these as corner bows, which seems like that's how they were on the mold. You know, you can really shape these any way you want depending on what medium you're using. Oh my gosh, you all. I got this Victorian mold during the Christmas release. Now, I wasn't feeling, up to doing videos, but I love this mold. If you don't have a dainty, fancy looking mold, get this one. For now, we're just using the tiny bows to go in these corners using the same TITEBOND glue. I wanted a crown on this, so I grabbed this heraldry mold and I went ahead and cast it with the clay, and now I'm just cutting away what I don't need to place this on the top. Because of the transfer we're going to put in here, I needed a crown, and you're going to see I just added that again with my TITEBOND glue. And now we're going to add this to our main piece we already painted, and I needed something as a base to put my glue on, so I just found some wood pieces in my stash, and I'm hot gluing and using TITEBOND. Just the hot glue is just for temporary hold, the TITEBOND is for permanent. I'm just going to center this in the middle of my piece. Once I get this on here where I want it, I need to go back in and shade some of that stamping. And the reason I'm doing this after the fact is because it's just easier. I got my pattern and now I'm just shading over it because of the transfer. Oh, wait till you see it. So I painted that and I'm letting that dry. And now I'm putting on a coat of clear wax because now I'm adding some dark wax. Well, actually this is black wax to match the black in the stamp. I needed that clear wax as a barrier so that I could wipe some of this back. I do end up having to use the clear wax to erase some of it because it just got a little too dark. But I'm doing this on the whole piece on the outside for now. Okay, are you ready? This is my favorite transfer ever from IOD. Look at it. Oh my gosh. I love it for the statue busts. I love it for the black and white architecture. It just has a little bit for everyone. Now this one is part of the 2026 IOD spring release called Saint Win. If you want any of these products, if it's in your budget and you want to help out my channel in a way that won't cost you anything, use my Aunt Bee's Attic link in the description box below. She is an affiliate and I will get a small percentage towards products anytime you purchase anything. Now we're going to be using several of these swags with my TITEBOND glue. I'm just going to put these around her head like a crown wreath, but I'm going to triple it. And so we're going to trust the process with this one because it starts looking like a hat from Mama's Family. If you know, you know. I start out with this petticoat pink from DIY and then add several different green colors to get the look that I want. I do add some of this dark green, that antique green, I think it's from Folk Art, to the bows and the crown and everything. And it really just plays more of a background because now we're going to start adding some of the finishing touches. I've grabbed out my antique silver in PRIMA wax. I'll have links in the description box below. You can get these on Amazon. And I just cover some of the things that I want to pop to match that gray, those grays in her face. Now, you all know I love gold, but I have been using more silver, and I was so excited to see that IOD came out with some more silver and gold transfers that's not just Christmas. And this one is Papillion. Now, it has a little bit for everyone. It has butterflies, birds, script, lots of different florals, so this would be a really good one to get as well. I'm going to use some pieces to accent that silver that we just used on this piece. So I decided to use a sort of script box to go in the center top, and once you get these rubbed on, they are quite bright, which I don't mind, but not with this piece, because as you can see, my other silver and gray is quite dull. So I added my flat matte Rust-Oleum clear coat, and that did tone it down some, but there's still a little bit flecks of silver. So I thought, you know, I have a metallic marker that could add some flecks of silver to other things to kind of blend those in. So that's what I did. I just grabbed it out and hit some highlights on certain areas and did the corners a little bit, you know, using my finger to kind of smear it. It just really made a difference in this piece. Let me know what you all think about this one. I'm so excited for the other projects coming up. I'm just showing you here 2 more new transfers. Now, these are beautiful too. I would have to say the Flora Greca is definitely a favorite over this transfer by any other name. For me, I love the colors in the transfer, or the Flora Greca. We're going to be using some of these coming up, so I wanted to show you them real quick. I am using this Thrifted beaker for decorative purposes only. It does have a pink hue at the bottom, which I thought was gorgeous. And I'm adding this beautiful wildflower looking transfer out of Flora Greca, just using the stick that comes with it, peeling it off and rubbing it with my fingers to make sure it's plenty attached. I did cut around it so that it was easier to transfer on this curved surface. Adding a butterfly, and I love the bees in these transfers. They look so realistic. I'm adding that at the bottom, and now I want to give this a frosted look plus protect my transfer just in case, you know, this gets touched or handled or anything like that. Generally it shouldn't come off, but I thought the frosted look would add even more of a little bit of a high-end look to this. And you know I love to just take a paper towel and dab to get those brush strokes out. Now I'm using the DIY wax in Golden Rule. A lot of people have complained because it's thinner than it used to be, but I love this. I mean, Rub and Buff is my top-notch #1 gold wax, but this gives a hue, see-through, beautiful, just sparkle, lightweight. So if you want a buttery wax with a lightweight see-through, I love the new formula for that. Added this gold label and we're done. That was so easy, and look how that made that turn into a gorgeous piece of spring decor. I did leave the bright gold. I didn't go back over with that matting finish, which I might still do that. I haven't made up my mind. Let me know what you think about this one. Have you ever saw a object and decided that it needed to transfer, even though it's not technically something you would normally put transfers on? Well, I had just put this in my booth and I was looking at it while I was in there the other day, and I thought, I'm taking that home. That needs a transfer on it. So I just grabbed this bird display looking piece out of the transfer by any other name with the writing or the text on it, put a butterfly, I think, and a bee. And the reason I fell in love with this purse in the first place, or bag, tote, whatever you want to call it, it looks like it has those resin handles from the 70s, which technically I think they're either acrylic or, not resin, lucite handles from the 70s. I think it's resin now, or acrylic. And it has the flaking with the yellow and the black. Actually, it's like a yellow green. So I just got some transfers that sort of match that and popped them on there. Now I did go ahead and give this a coat on the whole front with that matte coat, clear coat that I have. And I will give it a second one as well, just to make sure these stay on during use. And you really can't tell there's even a top coat on this. Like, there's no brush strokes. That matte clear coat just dries so beautiful. Keeping with that theme, I grabbed this green journal that was also in my booth. It's new and it does have a little bit of a imprint of a deer on there, and I thought, you know what, we're gonna put a transfer on this too. So I grabbed another one of those out of this transfer book by any other name, popped that right on there, and now we have this beautiful transformed journal. Our next project is this shoe form that I thrifted. Now, I have not seen one this tall or with such a high instep, and really I don't know a lot about them, but I thought this one looked different than the ones I'm used to. So I'm grabbing this new IOD paint inlay, and I've chosen the one that I want out of there, which is like a sepia color, and we'll have more on that later. I'm gonna go ahead and give my shoe a coat of pink, Petticoat Pink by DIY. Now that's not what I'm painting it here, but that paint was awful. I threw it away. Usually folk art paint is good, but this pink is just not great. So I grabbed the new bunny mold, Le Lapin, something like that. And I'm just gonna use this little sitting bunny to go ahead and put on the side of our painted shoe form with that TITEBOND glue. And now this thing is gonna end up wild, let me tell you. I start out painting the top and the bottom with this, I can't even remember the color, but it's not the right color. And then I moved to black at the top, but none of that even matters. What we're gonna do is add this paint inlay. I'm just using clear, that same clear matte coat RUSTOLEUM, spraying that with a little water, and then we're gonna let that dry. Once it dries, we're gonna remist it, and then we're gonna pull it off. And I love this color with the pink, and this is why I chose it. But again, this ends up being very grungy. Before we move on, we're gonna fix that paint. Now I grabbed this Madagascar Mocha by Paint Couture, and it's beautiful. It definitely fits in better with the color of our paint inlay. I'm grabbing this new stamp. Oh my gosh, I love this lace. It's beautiful. So I'm grabbing the medium size one, and I'm going to use my Ranger ink in the color Soil. I don't have any IOD in brown or sepia. I need to mix some because I just got some mixing bottles and some new blank pads. So I'm using this lace to enhance the toe and kind of give it its own little look. And I'm just expanding that on each sides. And now I'm taking the smaller lace stamp and just doing some borders haphazardly around certain areas of the shoe. As you can see, it's definitely getting that grungy color. I'm gonna use this gorgeous new stamp called Meadowlark. Now, I always get excited about the releases of IOD, but this one just screams to me. It's very Rococo and Baroque designs that go so wonderfully with like the new coquette style related to like Bridgerton, things like that. And I've always loved the Marie Antoinette style. If you've watched my channel, you've seen me do several things with her on them and her style. So now I'm just adding some more stamps just to kind of fill in places. And then I'm going to do some distressing just because I feel like I want to go around all those edges and blend them in, adding some clear wax to enhance that clay-based paint. We need to bring the color in. Once I do that, of course, I'm going to add some Dixie Belle dark brown wax or brown wax, and then I'm just going to rub it back until I like the way it looks. Then I decide, you know, that there's 2 holes in the top, so we're going to put a knob up there just to fill that in and give a little bit more interest. I always do that, put something at the top. And now I'm adding some antique bronzing wax by Prima. Again, links are in the description box below for the waxes and lots of the products I'm using. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think this might have been for a boot or a high heel shoe form. I'm not sure. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Okay, so this next project, well, the next two projects, if you blink, you will miss them. Now, I always thrift pottery. Anytime I see it, I pick it up, especially if it's really, really cheap, because it has such a high profit margin. Now, I'm going to be using this transfer from this transfer book by any other name. We're just going to use that same transfer process, and then I'm going to grab some clear wax by DIY and just rub over this. Once this sets up, it's hard and it will keep this in place. I will put for decorative purposes only, and here is it finished. Isn't that gorgeous? Our last and final project is this beautiful little brass lantern, and I really wanted to give it some character, so I picked out this Emily Claire transfer book. It is so dainty and so feminine. I just love it. It has these pastels and bright colors with butterflies and birds and kittens. It even has little quotes. So for the door of the lantern, I wanted a flower or floral bouquet, so I grabbed that. And then for each glass piece around, I put either a butterfly or some type of bee, just to make it kind of look like when they put a candle in it, like there's bees and butterflies flying around the light, and then the flowers will light up so pretty with a tea light candle in here. Now, I didn't seal the glass on here because I didn't want to discolor it, because it is a lantern. And this piece is finished. That's it. I just made sure they were on there secure. Let me know what you think of this one. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel. I want to say thank you for being here from the beginning of my channel. If you're new, if you just watch, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much. And there are two people that I've been meaning to thank. You know who you are, for the super chats on a couple videos back. That was amazing. Thank you for contributing to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. And if you stayed until the end of this video, leave me the letter L for lantern or a emoji that is a flame. And I will see you all real soon in the next video.